Good morning. Good morning. Okay, I'm just going to, I'll keep an eye on that. Good morning and welcome to your Saturday. My name's Tarin and I'm so just honored to be here. Sorry, just a couple more people entering. I'm gonna have to kind of shift back and forward while people come into the room. But I'm really just excited to be here with you all today. It is such an honor to be able to be teaching for my Pilates. Hi and good morning. So I am, wow, where do I even start? I'm a yoga.
Hi, sorry. I'm going to be now. Just wanted to say hi. Thanks.
It's so nice to virtually meet you. I'm sending you lots of love through the screen. So yeah, I'm Tarin. I'm a yoga, meditation, and wellness coach. I am going to be doing a little bit of everything in this class. Linda's kind of given me free reign, and I like to call my classes yoga flows, but we'll see what comes out. We'll see what we end up doing. So today we're going to be working on quite a lot of sound movement and working with the voice as we move. So I just want you to come to a nice comfortable seat wherever you are. We're going to get started in sitting position, wherever you feel comfortable to sit. Either the legs crossed or having a little bit, you can have your legs outstretched, wherever feels nice and settled for you. And once you find that settled place, I want you to allow the hands to rest onto the legs, letting the shoulders relax away from the ears. Just taking a few moments to arrive consciously in the body, letting go of anything that may have happened outside of this moment. And just taking a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your nose. You can close the eyes if that feels right for you. Otherwise, maybe resting your gaze somewhere that's not moving. And starting to draw your full awareness and attention into your body. Just noticing how you're feeling this morning. Anything that may be happening in your body, any tightness or tension, you slept a little bit funny, you feel a little bit tired. Just observe all of that without any judgment. Starting to become aware of what is present for you today. Keep the breath moving in through your nose and out through your nose. And we're going to keep this breath for the rest of the practice. I want you to just gently start to feel into your hips, feeling the connection that your seat is making with the ground. Wherever your hips are, whether your legs are crossed, outstretched, or you're sitting on your knees, I want you to just gently start to move into the hips. Just allow them to gently shuffle from side to side. Again, eyes can be closed, eyes can be open. And starting to feel a little bit deeper into the sit bones, the area around your buttocks. Allowing yourself to just ground down a little bit more and feel any tightness in the area, any soreness, anything that you may encounter, any stiffness. And that side to side motion is going to start to move into a little bit of a circle. But again, thinking about the circle moving through the hips rather than through the legs or through the upper body. I'm going to turn on a little bit of music for us here in a moment. That's why I have my phone. So just taking a few moments to breathe into your hip space. And you can allow the rest of your body to start to get involved. So starting to move around a bit more of a circle. Taking your chest forward to the side, backward into the opposite side. You can hold onto your knees to anchor you through this movement. Again, if your legs are outstretched, then you can do something maybe stretching your legs out to opposite sides of the room. That could feel quite nice as well. There's just a little bit of movement through your pelvic bowl, feeling the pelvis tilt backward, over to the side, forward, and then over to the opposite side. And notice if there's any restriction in that movement, if there are any places that feel a little bit tight. Just see how that feels. Breathe. Now let's move that over to the opposite side. Just allowing the body to move with the breath, keeping the breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. And as you move in this way, noticing if this side maybe has a little bit more freedom of movement. If this is the side of your body that feels a little bit less limited, or maybe it's a little bit more limited. Who knows? You do. Feel into it. I want you to just draw yourself back to center after your next rotation. Sit down into your hips, let the shoulders relax away from your ears. As I said, we're going to be working a little bit with the voice as we move through this. So a little bit of a vocal warm-up here. I want you to keep your lips closed. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to hum out, but as long as you can. And in that movement, we're going to move our chests backwards and forwards, right? So it's going to look like this. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale. Keeping your breath flowing and just keeping that movement going as long as your breath can maintain it for. Yeah? Just one more time like that. Again, warming up the vocal cords, but also helping to warm up through the lungs. Deep breath in. Noticing the vibration into your chest, into your upper back. Let that motion stop, relaxing your shoulders. Let's take ourselves over onto all fours, bringing your hands so that your wrists are stacking right underneath your shoulders, the hips so that they're right over the knees. And then just take a few moments here, grounding down into the palms of your hands, spreading the hands nice and wide. And then just gently starting to move your spine up and down, taking your chest toward the front of your mat, lifting your gaze up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, start to squeeze your belly into the spine, pulling into your upper back and draw your chin to your chest. Moving through these cat-cow shapes and just noticing where you feel the stretch in your back, the stretch through the shoulders. And seeing if you can send a little bit of breath into those areas. You can move as slowly or as quickly as feels good for your body. Breathing into your upper back. Breathing into the front of the chest. Let's stay here for another 4 breaths. Full inhale. Full exhale. Breathing in through the nose. Out through the nose. 2 more like that. Once you're done, let's draw ourselves back into a neutral spine. We're going to start to stretch the right leg toward the back of the mat. Flex the toes down toward the ground. So keeping your body in a nice straight line from the heel all the way to the hip, all the way through to the shoulder. Let's just gently pulse that leg up behind us. Breathing into the hip. Seeing how that feels into this right side of the body. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding your leg nice and high here. Start to point your toes and then draw your knee all the way up through the center of the chest. Bring it as close to your face as you can manage, rounding through your upper spine. As you exhale, kicking that leg back, keep the toes pointed. You can lengthen it as far back as feels comfortable. Inhale, draw your knee forward, squeeze belly into spine. Exhale, lengthen through the leg, pushing through the toes, keep them pointed. Inhale, let the knee come through, squeezing up. Lovely. Exhale, push it out. And inhale, draw your knee up into the chest, squeeze belly. Let's hold here for a moment. Push down into the hands, keep that knee nice and engaged. As you exhale, you're gonna drop the knee down toward the ground just to hover a couple inches off the mat. And then inhale, draw your knee up and exhale through your mouth. So you go down and open your mouth. Inhale. 2 more. Knee comes up. Let your foot step between your hands, just as much as feels comfortable. Oh, we have someone else joining us. Give me a second. Amazing. So stepping your foot right between your hands, and then you're in a nice 90-degree angle here with your hip. Hello. Amazing. So bringing yourself into a right angle lunge, keeping your knees stacking over your ankle. The back knee stacks over the back ankle. If you have any knee issues, you can fold the mat over and just give yourself a little bit of extra padding there. I want you to imagine that you're drawing your right leg back and pushing your left knee forward. Keeping your body in this position, allowing the shoulders to stay relaxed. If it feels comfortable to have your hands on your knee as you stretch into the side of your body, feeling into that. Otherwise, if you find your balance, you can start to stretch your arms up toward the ceiling, lengthening into the fingertips. And breathe in here. Just holding this position, keeping your belly engaging into your spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take the hands down to either side of that right foot. Push down into your left hand. Start to lift your right arm up toward the ceiling. Just see how that feels to start to shift your weight forward and back. If you have the space, it could be quite a deep movement. You can also creep the toes forward and allow yourself to move back and shift into that hip. So we're just working a little bit into that left side. And you can start to get this arm involved. Take your right arm forward, and then you can allow it to stretch back as you drop forward. Inhale, take it over. Exhale, stretch it back. Starting to straighten through the right leg, reach the arm over. Exhale, stretching back. Moving here a few times, just feeling that into the hip. Breathing into the side of the body. Let's inhale over and back. Last time. Take your hand and let it sweep down toward the ground, pushing into your palms. You're going to start to suck this knee back into the chest, reach it all the way back, and bend into that knee. Keep your hands under your shoulders, so making sure that you just adjust that. And let your knee start to move up and down like you're kicking your foot up to the ceiling, trying to make footprints on the ceiling. Keep both hips angled down, little donkey kicks. Just feel that power from the center of your body. Let's start to add the breath in here as well. So as you exhale, you're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the knee gently meet the ground. Whew. Maybe starting to feel that into the bones. Start to sit yourself up onto your knees, pressing your hips forward. I'm going to untuck myself there. Stretch your arms forward, lengthen. And as you exhale, draw yourself back down to your heels. Inhale, stretch your body forward, squeeze into your hips. Exhale, sinking yourself down. And then keep allowing yourself to move up and down. Inhale, push into the hips, reach the fingertips forward. As you exhale, draw yourself back. More people joining. Okay. Can you guys see me? I'm not sure what's happening.
Yes, we can see you.
Fabulous. Okay, cool. Okay, so keep it stretching forward. Stay here and push your hips forward and take your hands to your lower back. Just take a moment and press into your hips just as much as feels comfortable. Squeeze into your elbows. Lift into your chest. Nice. And as you exhale, start to gently sit yourself down onto your heels. Take the hands onto the ground. Start to roll your weight back forward into that tabletop position. Just take a few moments here. Sway your hips from side to side. Breathing into your lower body. Breathing into that right hip. Noticing how it's feeling versus the left side. Let's start to move over to the opposite side, so grounding down into the hands. Stop the movement through the hips. And start to stretch the left leg toward the back of your mat. Flex the toes back towards your face, lengthening through the heel. Just holding here, keeping the belly pulling up into the spine. You look down between your thumbs and keep a nice long neck. And as you inhale, you're gently going to start to pulse through that leg. Keep the breath moving in through the nose and out through the nose for this one. Just noticing how that hip starts to feel as it warms up, as you start to feel that sensation into your buttocks, maybe even down into the thigh, into the back of the calf. Breathing here. Nice. Keeping that movement going for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Slowly start to point your toes. Keep the leg as high as it will go, pushing down into your hands. As you inhale, start to draw your knee forward. Squeeze belly into the spine. Bring it all the way up to your face. Hold. Exhale, kick back through that leg. Let it stretch up without opening the hip too much. Inhale, draw your knee forward, squeeze belly into the spine, rounding the upper back. Exhale, kicking back, lengthening through the leg. Last one. Inhale, draw your knee up, squeeze and hold it here by your face, pushing down into the hands. Let's keep that breath. Engage here, holding into your body. As you exhale, if you inhale, you lower down to the ground, and as you exhale, into the chest. Inhale. Really allowing your breath to push out as the knee comes in. 2 more. Good. Stepping your foot between your hands, coming into that 90-degree angle. My computer is about to die. Hold on one second. Thank you. So, Ricky, we're in a nice 90-degree angle, making sure that that knee is stacking over the ankle, keeping your back hip over that back knee. And so just in this position, you find your balance by bringing your hands to your knee and thinking about bringing the left foot back and pushing the right knee forward, opening up through the front of that right hip. If it's comfortable here for you, you can start to stretch your arms up. Again, remember, you can pad your knee up for a little bit of comfort on that right side. And see just how all the muscles through that right hip are engaged as you stretch and lengthen into the fingertips, even as you keep your body upright here. Wherever you are, take a nice deep breath all the way down into your belly. Maybe allow it to expand down into that hip. As you exhale, let's take the hands down to either side of the foot, keeping your right hand down, starting to stretch your left arm up and opening the chest toward the left side. I'm going to just swivel myself around so I can still see. So as you open yourself up, I'm going to slowly start to shift ourselves forward, starting to kind of straighten into the leg, but pulling back into the hip. And as you exhale, put it back, sinking your hip down and stretching your arm back. So just let your body start to move within those bounds. If it's comfortable for your foot to slide forward or to move into a little bit of a deeper lunge, you go right ahead. Just noticing how the body feels through this side. Keeping your breath flowing in through your nose, out through your nose. Where do you feel the stretch the most? Last one here. Letting the hands sweep down to the ground. Lovely. Start to suck the knee back into the chest. Kick it behind you, so keeping that knee bent and keeping yourself at a bit of a right angle through that left leg. Flex the toes. Let's gently start to pulse up, up. As we do, exhale through the mouth. You need an anchoring point. Look down between your thumbs. Start to feel that into the bum and sending your breath there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let your knee come down toward the ground. And just slowly start to swish your hips from side to side, moving into your lower body and allowing that movement to kind of translate into your upper body. You can allow your arms to start to get involved. Maybe you let the head and the neck move with the movement of your hips. Almost like a snake slithering through grass. So feeling that S shape moving down your spine. If it feels comfortable to start to get a little bit more, a little bit deeper into the chest part of this, you can start to bend your elbows and kind of circle yourself around. Just seeing how your body responds to these movements. See if you can allow yourself to really just let go through your head, your neck, and your shoulders. Just waking the body up for the day. All parts of the spine, the neck, checking in with how you slept. Then bring yourself to a neutral spine, keeping your toes tucked under behind you. So tucking the toes and starting to send your hips back to your heels. Creep your arms forward and sink into a child's pose, letting the forehead relax. As you inhale, you're going to start to roll your body forward and just let your body lengthen out. Drop the hips toward the ground without letting them touch. Exhale, sink your hips back to your heels, stretch your body long. Inhale, rolls the spine forward, moves your body forward like a wave. Exhale, squeeze the belly, send the hips back to the heels, letting your body rest. Take one more like that. Inhale, rolling forward, looking between your hands. And then exhale, sending the body back. This time, as you inhale, lift yourself up, bringing yourself forward into that position, keeping the shoulders over the wrists. You're going to start to bend the elbows backwards, not out to the side. Backwards as you lower your chest toward the ground as much as you can. Then inhale. Exhale, sink your hips back to your heels. So let your inhale start to roll you forward all the way over your wrists. As you exhale, moving it down. Inhale, up. Push your hips back to your heels. Inhale, rolls forward. Exhale, lowers you down. Inhale, push up. Exhale, push back. One last time like that. Inhale, move forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, sink it back. And just allow yourself to settle here for a moment, breathing into your upper back. Keep your elbows lifting off of the ground, maybe even doming into the fingertips, so coming right up onto the fingers, like you're pressing two oranges down into the ground beneath your palms. Let your head relax. And just take a few breaths here into your upper back, your shoulders, and your upper body. Feel the stretch into your toes. And slowly walking your hands back towards your feet, towards your knees. Come to sit onto your heels. Again, the toes are tucked under here. So keeping your weight heavy into the heels. Breathe, you got this. As you inhale, stretch your body forward, lift yourself away from your heels. As you exhale, draw yourself back, sink down. Bend the elbows. Inhale, we reach and lengthen, press into the hips. Exhale, sink it down, allowing the shoulders to relax. 3 more like this. Just feeling that into the toes. You can release the pressure a little bit by just untucking your toes, but if you can manage, just stay with it. Stay with the sensations through the bottoms of the feet. This too shall pass. Last time, we stretch it up. And exhale, lengthen yourself down. Lovely. Take your hands to the ground. Let's gently tap the tops of the feet out, side to side. Allow it to kind of get a little bit more intense, and then start to slow it down. And then build it up. Slow it down. Nice. You're going to tuck your toes under. Shift your hips up toward the ceiling and press into a down dog, keeping your knees nice and soft. Keep your heels lifting off of the ground. Let your head relax as much as feels comfortable. Push your hands flat into your mat. So making sure that there's no space or light or air beneath the palms. Just allowing your head to rest here. And take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Amazing. And as you exhale, open your mouth and let it go. Let's take a few breaths like that. Inhaling up all the way from the feet into the belly. And then open your mouth. One last breath, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Let your feet gently start to walk up one step at a time towards your hands, finding your body in a forward fold position. Keeping your knees as deeply bent as you need, maybe laying the chest onto the thighs, grabbing onto opposite elbows, and allowing your head, neck, and shoulders to relax toward the ground. Let's take a few moments here if it feels comfortable to sway from side to side, rocking into the body. Breathe. Next time you rock over toward the right-hand side of your body, start to pick yourself up, keeping a hold of your arms. You're gently going to start to draw yourself up to stand. Feel the stretch through the left side as you come up, keeping the arms overhead. And as you exhale, drop your body over toward the left side. Hello. Letting yourself slowly drop over and feel the stretch into the right-hand side of your ribcage. Let's do it again. So come up on the right-hand side. Keep your arms overhead. Just start to stretch. Feel that length through the side of your body as you lift. And let the exhale drop you, feeling the opposite stretch as you drop. Nice. One last time here. Take it up and around. Drop it over and breathe. Send your breath into your upper back as you hang forward here. Take a few breaths, feeling into the backs of the legs, maybe rocking forward and back. Head is relaxed. Then as you inhale, let's move over to the opposite side. So start to bring yourself up on the left, stretching into the right rib cage. Let your arms stay lifted above your head and gently draw yourself up in a circle. The exhale will take you over. Feel the stretch into your left upper back as you start to drop down. Remember to keep your knees soft throughout this process. Don't lock them out. Just allowing yourself to be as soft through your lower body as possible to accommodate the stretch into your upper body. Breathing as you flow. One last time, let's inhale, stretch it all the way up. Oh, feeling all of those little clicks, maybe a couple of cracks here. Good morning back. And then taking yourself down into a fold, let the arms dangle and relax away from your body. Bend into your knees, soften into your upper back. Then push weight down into your feet. You're slowly going to start to roll up. Keep your hands in contact with the fronts of your legs as you do this, rolling all the way up into a standing position. Letting your shoulders relax away from your ears once you stand up fully. Letting the palms relax down by the sides. And just gently allowing your shoulders to roll up to the ears and back. Just a couple of times. Keep your lower body nice and soft. If you need to bend into the knees as the shoulders come forward, then feel free to do that. We're just gently going to start to move through the upper back and chest, making sure that your body is nice and open for the day. Again, softening into the knees here. I'm going to turn to the side so you can kind of see the motion. I straighten up as I let my shoulders roll back, and then as I move forward and down, I bend the knees. So letting that movement just start to allow your body to find a little bit more of a kind of rolling sensation. And if you don't feel like you're doing it right, you are doing it perfectly. Whatever it looks like is irrelevant. It's how it feels through your upper back, how you can start to release the breath in this motion. Nice. Next time, I want you to bend your knees nice and deeply and stretch your arms up so as you sink into a chair pose. Sink your hips down toward the ground. Bend and soften into the knees. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Lovely. From this position, gently start to bend your elbows. Draw your chest forward and your arms back. And as you exhale, stretch your arms forward. Inhale through the nose. Cactus arms squeeze into your upper back. Open your mouth, exhale. Inhale. Two more like that. Lovely. Take your hands, interlace your fingers in front of you. Start to push your arms forward, round through your spine. So really pushing into your upper back, your upper body. Then as you inhale, let's start to lift up, straighten through the body. Take your arms up overhead. Start to squeeze your belly into your spine. So instead of you being in a curve back, I want you to tuck your tailbone so that the hips are moving forward and the arms have space to find their own opening. This is not just an opening for the lower back, it's an opening for your shoulders. Keep that stretch up, pressing the palms up toward the ceiling, engaging into your upper back. Nice. And then as you exhale, release your hands. Start to draw them down toward the ground. The shoulders relax. This time, you're slowly going to start to rock your weight forward onto your toes and back into your heels. So just moving your weight forward into the toes, lifting the heels slightly off of the ground. As you exhale, land the heels and lift your toes up off of the ground. Keep that moving forward and back, finding your own balance here. And it doesn't have to be a hectic movement. You don't have to come all the way up onto your tippy toes. I just want you to find that lift and sink back. We're going to get the arms involved too. Lift up, and then as you exhale and sink back, let them sink back. Inhale, stretch and lengthen. Exhale, relax and release. Inhale. Exhale. Moving with your breath. So just connecting to this motion. If you get off balance, that's perfect as well. You're building new neural pathways of information that your body will be able to hold you next time you try to come into that, or eventually. And seeing what you can learn through your balance here. Last one, take it forward, lifting up, hold for a moment. And as you exhale, take it down, lift all 10 toes off of the ground. Keep your toes lifting up towards your shins. Stand down into the front 2 corners of your feet, right at the balls of the feet, and the back 2 corners of your heels. And slowly start to spread your toes as wide as they'll go. So splaying them out. Keeping them lifted, feeling that stretch again into your toes, the underside of the feet. And one at a time, if you can, see if you can land the toes gently from the outside all the way to the inside big toe. Let them all soften to the ground. So lovely. Inhale, start to stretch your right arm up toward the ceiling or the sky. Lengthen into the fingertips. And then exhale, take it down. Inhale through the nose, left arm lifts up. Exhale. Inhale. Continue your motion from side to side. Continue moving with your breath. So this practice is really opening up not only different parts of our breathing, but also different parts of our vocal cords. That's why we're breathing through the mouth, pushing the air out, allowing the throat to open, letting your breath really synchronize with your movement. Last one on either side. Relax into your upper body, your upper back and your shoulders. Take a moment and just stand nice and firm into your Tadasana or mountain pose, making sure that your belly is engaging into your spine, and that if there is a curve in your lower back, you remove it by squeezing your belly and tucking your tailbone, allowing the shoulders to relax away from the ears. Now we're going to slowly start to lift ourselves up onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels off of the ground. Finding your balance and just holding yourself wherever you can manage. Look at something that's not moving. Feel all of the legs into your muscles, the muscles into your legs engage as you lengthen the crown of your head up toward the ceiling, keeping yourself nice and lifted and elevated here. You can do whatever you need with the arms to keep you supported, but keep looking at one spot that's not moving. Breathe into that place. Notice how it feels when it gets a little bit challenging, a little bit difficult, where your mind goes. If you drop out, that's fine as well. Let's hold for another 3 breaths. Yes, breaths. I want you to be breathing here. Feeling all of those muscles activate, work. And then as you exhale, slower than you want to, I know. Let your heels start to lower toward the ground and release and soften it down. Lovely. We're going to just start to shake the feet out from side to side. Let me move my screen down so you can kind of see what I'm doing there. You can't see my head, but I'm shaking my feet, allowing the body to just kind of let go of any of that tension. Next time your right foot lifts, let it stretch out in front of you. You can hold on to a wall or something to stabilize you. We're going to make nice big circles through that right ankle, rolling out through the ankle joint, through the toes, and just noticing how this feels. If you do have quite sensitive ankles, maybe you'll feel a few little clicks or cracks or just a little bit of feedback from the body in that way. But I want you to make the circle as big as possible. Imagine that you were trying to, it's a little bit gross, but imagine you were trying to scoop peanut butter out of a jar with your toes. It's a good visual. So really feeling into that full range of motion through your ankle, taking it around, trying to get as much of that peanut butter out of the jar as possible. And then we're going to move it in the opposite direction and see what feels easier for you. If you've had any ankle injuries in your life, anything's happened, you might really start to feel this, especially as we move into the next part of the stretch. But I want you to breathe into whatever you feel, especially if you feel anything into the leg or into the knee. 3 more rolls out here. Full articulation of the joint. Lovely. Flex the toe back towards your face and point. Flex, point. Again, you can keep yourself stabilized, or if you feel pretty stable, you just keep your body nice and upright. Keep a nice soft bend in this left knee so you're not locking it out. You're really going to start to feel this thigh working and engaging here. Just for 3, 2, 1, hold. Good. Starting to bring your foot down toward the ground. Stand into your right side and just let your legs kind of bounce out from side to side. Let that go through the hips. Breathe. Move over to the opposite side. Weight into your right leg. Let's lift the left leg up off of the ground and start to make nice big circles through that ankle joint. Again, our beautiful visual of the peanut butter jar helps us to find that circular motion through the ankle. Really trying to feel into every side, especially this side of the shin. Notice where your ankle may feel stuck. Let's move in the opposite direction and breathe. Nice. Three, two, one. Flex the toes and point. Flex. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let that foot return back onto the ground. And again, you're going to just gently shuffle yourself from side to side. Side, 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 side. Then as you get a little bit more comfortable with this, you can move your heels, lifting them off of the ground at first. So I'm lifting the heels and kind of bouncing my legs, bouncing my knees. Then I want you to start to just make this a movement through your knees. So heels stay down. Keep your body shuffling from side to side, kind of moving into your hips a little bit more. And then let your knees move a little bit faster. If you can, maybe a little bit of a wobble starts to move through the knees. So the feet have to stay firmly on the ground. Feet stay on the ground and your knees are moving as fast as they can. It's kind of like a little vibrating wiggle. So feel that wiggle moving into your hips. Just starting to activate all the parts of your body. See if you can move it all the way up into your chest. Feel that vibration into your upper body, into your upper back, all the way into your belly. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the body stop moving. Whew. It's a nice way to just kind of shake things up, rattle yourself and get yourself into your body. So take your hands to your belly. Take a nice full deep breath all the way into your hands. Feel it expand like a balloon in your belly. And then open your mouth. Let's take 2 more of those breaths. We inhale, fill the belly up with as much breath as possible. Feel it expand and your hands can even separate. Open the mouth. Deflate the belly. Last time, we inhale and inflate. Whew. Just taking a moment, let the hands relax. Start to separate your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width distance apart. We're heading to the ground, I promise. So I'm actually going to shift my computer screen down because we will be heading into a little bit of a squat. So taking your feet out a little bit wide and just gently starting to bend into your knees. Drop your hands toward the ground. And starting to sink your hips down towards your mat. If your heels need to stay lifted here, that's perfect. So just coming into a squat here on the toes, keeping your heels lifting off of the ground. Just taking a moment, let the body rock from side to side, releasing into your hips, releasing into either sides of your body, moving. Just to feel that stretch into the inner seams of the thighs. Noticing how you feel from side to side. Let's sink it back. Sit down into the hips, sit down into the heels. If you can manage to put your heels onto the ground, great. If the heels need to stay lifted, great. We're gonna come back a little bit and find balance. So if you are up on your heels, maybe you find your balance by taking your elbows to your knees and bring the palms in toward one another here. Or if you're sitting back into the heels and you are in your yogi squat, and finding that length through your spine, lengthening the crown of your head up toward the ceiling, dropping down into the hips, and just breathing here. We're going to take a few breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing up. One more breath like that. Inhale into your nose. And exhale. Let's let the hands come toward the ground, softening the fingers into the mat. And see what feels comfortable for you. If you have the flexibility to just sit yourself down onto your mat and release into a seat, go right ahead and do that. If you want, take your hands down, drop your knees, and then swing yourself over into a seat. Yep. Good. From here, I want you to just gently start to straighten your elbows. Keep your hands on your knees, pressing your feet down into the ground, and stretch through your upper back. Drop your chin to your chest, feeling into the whole upper spine. And as you exhale, let your hands start to slide down your knees. Slide you down onto your back. Once you're on your back, bring the knees up into the chest, giving yourself a little bit of a squeeze into your upper body. Just taking a moment here, maybe rocking the body from side to side, giving yourself a little bit of love. If it feels comfortable, just draw your knees over to the right side and stretch into the left hand. Feel a twist into your chest. Gently pick the knees up, stretching them over to the left side, stretching your right arm out. Let your knees come back through center. Maybe a nice big squeeze, grabbing a hold of the fronts of the legs. Take a full breath into your belly. Full breath out. And just staying in this fetal position for a moment. Just noticing the sensations in your body. Now I want you to start to engage every single muscle in your body now. So feeling your back pressing into the ground, start to squeeze into your knees, squeeze into your fists, squeeze into your upper arms. Start to draw your head up off of the mat, squeezing and engaging into every single muscle in the face, in the neck, in the shoulders. Take a nice deep breath in, fill your body up and hold everything, engage. And then as you exhale, you're going to expand and relax. Take your legs and arms down to the ground. Allow your upper back to relax and rest onto the mat. Just take a few moments here. Allow your body to be heavy on the ground. Into your corpse pose or shavasana. Letting your palms face up toward the ceiling. Just taking a few breaths here in this position. I just want to allow you a few moments to check in with your body. Maybe closing down the eyes. Any tension in the body, just allow it to slowly melt into the ground, allowing yourself to be fully supported by the surface beneath you, allowing your body to rest and relax. Just letting go of any areas that may feel an urge to control. Letting go of the control of the breath. Letting go of any thoughts that may pop into your mind. Not making a story out of them, not attaching to them. Just watching them come and go, like clouds floating through the sky. Coming back into the natural rhythm of your breath. In your own time, just gathering yourself, starting to wiggle into your fingers and your toes. Maybe taking a nice full body stretch, lengthening all the way out from your fingertips to your feet. Stretch it out, lengthen your body. And as you're ready, you can just gently move your way into a nice comfortable seat. So maybe rolling over onto your preferred side, using your bicep as a cushion. And coming back to where you started. Taking a moment of gratitude for this incredible body that you have been blessed with, this vessel that helps you to move, to shift and to grow. Sending your gratitude to any person, place, thing, whatever it is that you may be grateful for in your life in this moment. I want to thank you all so much for taking your time to join me today. Thank you for your attention. It's so lovely to meet all of you. I'm really looking forward to holding the space moving forward. So I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. We're going to end the practice with Namaste, which means the light within me recognizes and honors the light within me. Namaste, everyone. Thank you.
Namaste, Tarin. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
Thank you so
That
much.
was amazing.
Thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed. So I'm not teaching next Saturday, I'm pretty sure, but I will be on Thursday from now on. So I'm really looking forward to moving with you guys again. Thank you for moving with
Thank
me.
you. It was like the perfect level, I think, because sometimes these yoga classes are so intense.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's like we're not doing anything hectic. Like it's Saturday morning. We got to start our bodies up, like warmed up, you know.
Yeah, it was lovely. Thank you.
I really felt it. So good.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Go and enjoy your day. Have a beautiful one, and I'll see you soon.
What time on Thursdays?
Thursday is going to be 6, I think. 6 o'clock.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
6 p.m.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tarin.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.